Welcome back to it. It is still the weekend startup right here on Z10 Prime. Listen, when you get to this part, we get to link up with sensations from different parts of literally the world, especially this evening. So we are hanging out with Mutale Kapaso. She is a gospel sensation from Zambia, and she has done sterlingly well in that area. She's won awards and the rest. She's going to tell us about it this evening. Good evening, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be on the weekend startup.
Lovely. Listen, so a couple of weeks back, you got to enjoy the GUC concert, and I do understand that you loved the... Listen, actually, why am I even saying it? Can you tell us how you found that experience?
All right. So I honestly, it was more than I expected or anticipated. I mean, under my brand in Zambia, we're all about helping women find their wholeness or step into their wholeness, wellness, and wealth through curated events and digital platforms. So we were given the privilege to actually host GUC last year. We managed to bring GUC and Travis Green to Zambia. I get really excited about such atmospheres and experiences. So coming to Zimbabwe and witnessing what happened was just humbling. And for me, it was insightful how much Zimbabwe has, to offer, and how refined the gospel music industry is.
I love that expression. We did get to catch up off air, and you mentioned the refinedness of it. Now, I've heard a lot of descriptions so far in my line of work, but never that one. And I'm going to ask you, why would you say refined? Can you define that for us?
It's really the musicality of it all. Erica, for me, I am in the space, and I'm getting these goosebumps because of how the backing, for me, when it comes to music, people don't pay attention to their voices, their vocals, but the choir, the whole choral feel, like for every artist, and the backup for me was just out of this world. Like I've not heard that. Unfortunately, I can even say, but back home, I think we have a lot to do. You find the artists themselves, they know what to do. They're more refined, but their backing is not. But here, it's like the unity, the vibe. I had joyful praise. I can't stop replaying the song in my head, that they ministered. So, I think in terms of the musicality, the musicians themselves, the instrumentalists, and the choir, the backing vocals, the backing singers,
you kept
amazing.
Picking that out, and I think
I can be rhetoric about it. I was just like.
So tell me, would you then, after this experience that you speak so magnificently about, want to maybe collaborate with, you spoke of Joyous Praise, would you want to do something? Or is there any artist in particular you picked out and thought to yourself, maybe we could work on something?
Most definitely. I had a couple, is it Cheryl and Edward? They're amazing. They're like a couple, duet couple, and they're phenomenal. I also really loved Joyful Praise Choir. Is it JPC? I think.
Yes, JPC.
JPC Choir. For me, I would definitely like.
While we're still on, you did mention that you are all for empowering women, especially. Now, I understand you've been married for 11 years, and if there's one thing I know is it's hectic for a woman to be on stages, to be traveling, and trying to maintain a relationship, no matter what genre or sphere of the industry you're in. It's hard. Talk to us about the supports you get from your husband mainly, and also trying to be a wife, and I assume mother as well. And the rest
So we'll actually be turning 12 years this October.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So it's quite emotional for me, even just to see how far we've come and how faithful God has been to us. And he's actually with me here. Like, he came to Zimbabwe with me. That's how much of a support system I have.
So would you then add to maybe the woman that's listening to say it's very important to have a support system coming from your partner more than anything else?
Most definitely, actually. It gives you direction, because like it or not, the man in the home is the leader, the cover. And so if you don't get that support, that covering, that leadership in what you're doing, because there's some things that I need that I can't just find solutions by myself. I need my husband's input. But if he does not have an idea of what my purpose is, my vision, where I'm going. And so I'm also passionate about talking to single ladies, because there's not so much you can do when you're already married. But when it comes to preparation for the marriage, it's important for you to really be truthful to yourself, be real about what you're passionate about, be real about how far you want to go, and you have someone that can hold your hand and even contribute significantly, not discourage you or take away from your journey towards where you're going.
I think that sums it up. I was going to ask what you would say to an upcoming gospel artist, but I think, unless you want to add more, because I think that really those are the biggest nuggets when it comes to coming up in any sphere. Doesn't matter, music industry, whatever. You need to know where you're going and pick the right people to go with. However, we'd love it if you want to add something else.
I think I'm okay.
What we do here on the Weekend Startup, however, so likely.
Okay.
We love to play a quiz.
Oh,
and this one's going to be fun because we are removing it from gospel.
Okay.
So we are just going to be asking questions. And some of them might be about Zimbabwe to see how much you've also looked into.
Don't do this to me.
Come on, you can do it. If you ask, I was telling you about Zambia.
I know, I was actually I was thoroughly impressed, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so let's try this. Are you ready? Okay. So the first question is, I'll pick the second question to make it easier on you.
Okay.
What is you, Masekela's stage name or his nickname? You Masekela Stimela, come on, this is like the whole Southern Africa.
This is so bad. I know Hugh Masekela.
But his nickname, I'll give you a hint. His nickname is from his name. So think about South Africa and think about how they give nicknames. Come on.
This is bad.
I so badly want to tell you, but
I
won't.
So bad. And I don't lose, so this is bad.
Let's try and go to Kenya.
Oh wow. Okay, Kenya.
Did I just do this? Did I just give away the question?
Okay.
I gave away the answers.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to take the last question. What is Makazi's real name?
You know what? Makazi's real name. Is it's an artist? Is it?
Yeah, a South African artist from Limpopo.
I'm bad.
Listen, you and I both must be glad this is not for money, because
I am like
this many
and
lost.
You know what? I'm terrible. And I think that's something that for me, like when it comes to gospel music, like I've done it from childhood. Yeah. So I think sometimes it's good for us to just break out and engage in different genres in terms of just the knowledge of it, to know what's happening really out there. But if you ask me about, I'm
going to ask you something that I think we both learned in creche, but not directly. What's the one insect that can make an elephant jump and go crazy?
A mosquito?
No.
An ant, a termite?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Also, a high five.
Okay.
She tried. It is the Weekend Startup. Thank you so much for coming through. And hopefully to see you again back here with a collaboration, hit songs and everything else. And also, hopefully, we're going to take the Weekend Startup to Zambia.
I look forward to having it. This time when you come to Zambia, I would like to take you to a place, because you like food. There's a place called Mutale Kapaso.
Definitely. So there's a Zambia invite. But with that being said, I gotta say thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.